Okay, so that's
What's good, everybody? This is your guy Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. So we're going to be talking starts and sits for Week 4, and for those of you guys who come in, please chime in the chat. For those of you guys that are going to be listening to this on the audio version, please give me a 5-star rating. This will be going on the Talking Sports with Manny podcast. Also, for those of you guys that are going to be watching the replay on YouTube, be sure to drop your questions in the comment section, and I will get back to those questions. I promise you guys. We got Ladarius Grant in the building, the legendary Grant. We got Hawk in the building, man. Appreciate you guys coming in, showing love. This is going to be a super short stream, about 20 minutes. But yeah, man, Week 4. So we're going to preview the game tonight a little bit. We got the Dolphins versus the Bengals. Should be a really good game. I think that Joe Burrow shows out tonight. You know, you got Tua, you got Waddle, you got Tyreek Hill, you know, you got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. It's going to be a star-studded game. But what worries me is that Dolphins run game. I'm not starting anybody from that backfield. When you talk about the tight ends, Gesicki hasn't been playing ball, you know, so I'm not starting him. Obviously, Hayden Hurst is only a play if you're desperate for a tight end. There's a league that I'm in, and the only tight end I have is Hayden Hurst, so I have to play him. So this could be a game where it can be a great game. It can be a high-scoring game. Then again, it could be a dud. So it can definitely go either way. Kevin D, what's good, bro? Welcome to the show. Kevin D writes, okay, this is a tough question. Here's my roster. Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Mixon, Aaron Jones, T. Higgins, Cooper Kupp, Mark Andrews, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle. Start 1 QB, start 1 running back, and 4 flex. 2 points per reception. Oh, if I'm going to go quarterback, it has to be Joe Burrow. I don't trust Matthew Stafford right now, so that was easy. The one running back, you got Mixon, you got Aaron Jones. I will go Aaron Jones. He's been hot lately. He's been better than Mixon lately, so I will go Aaron Jones over Mixon, just so you don't have a lot of Bengals playing tonight anyways. And then when you go into your flex, you definitely have to flex Cooper Kupp. You definitely have to flex Mark Andrews. You definitely have to flex Jalen Waddle. Then you have to flex CeeDee Lamb because that Washington defense is terrible. So those are my 4 flex. It's going to be Cooper Kupp, Mark Andrews, CeeDee Lamb, and Jalen Waddle. Those are the 4 that I go with. I won't go T. Higgins or Mixon in the flex just because there's just too many guys going on a Thursday night anyways. So, yeah, rock with Burrow, rock with some of the other ones. Yeah. So, yeah, sit Joe Mixon. It's tough. Really, you can go Joe Mixon or you can go Aaron Jones. Really, it's all about who you feel more comfortable about. I don't know. Joe Mixon might ball out. I could be totally wrong. But Aaron Jones has been the guy recently. A.J. Dillon has not been the guy, and they're playing the Bucs. So I expect, Aaron Jones to do something this week. So I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. That's just kind of how I would play it. Since Dolphins winning, Cheetah about to make an example of Eli Apple. Oh, that's where Eli Apple is. Oh man. I'm excited for this matchup now. Eli Apple, Cheetah. Yeah, that's why I say start Tua. I think Tua goes crazy today. So sit Joe Mixon. Let me see. It says Mike Williams or Brandon Ayuk PPR normal. I would go Mike Williams as long as Keenan Allen stays out. I'm gonna go Mike Williams. Obviously, with Jimmy G now being here and being around, Jimmy G is going to elevate everybody else's play. But I think the person that gets the most elevated play is going to be Debo, then Kittle, then Ayuk. So I would go Mike Williams, especially with Keenan Allen still dealing with injuries and being out. So we talked about tonight's game. Let me pull up the rest of my other games, and we kind of go through. I'll just give you my must starts in several of these different games, and we'll kind of go from there. Let me see scores. Go to the games. Talk about the Bengals. So for the Commanders game, I was on the Carson Wentz train, and it was a bad take that I had last week. So I own up to my takes when I'm wrong. I was wrong about Carson Wentz, especially in Game 3. Game 4 could be a bounce back for Carson Wentz, but I'm not going to start him unless I need to start a quarterback. Kevin D writes, Gerald, Everett, or Irv Smith. Give me Gerald Everett. Irv Smith has done nothing, and I don't trust Kirk Cousins right now in the aspect of we don't know where the targets are going to. We saw last week, Thielen got some love. Osborne got some love. Jefferson has not gotten some love, so it's going to be a Jefferson game come week 4. You're going to see a lot of Justin Jefferson. With that being said, with the other 2 wide receivers, I just don't see how Irv Smith can get some love right now. How do you feel about Eli Manning throwing cheap shots at Russ' contract when in his later years with the Giants, he was getting the bag and he was trash himself? Yeah, I didn't really hear about the comments, but Eli Manning cannot talk trash about anybody. Like, trash can't talk trash, period. Like, I don't think Eli Manning was a good quarterback, but he just happened to have good defenses that won him 2 Super Bowls. So he's talking like he has done something. And unfortunately, due to stats and longevity, Eli Manning gets into the Hall of Fame. It is what it is. But, yeah, I think that Russ is a far better quarterback than Eli Manning. Obviously, Russ did steal some money. Russ, I was saying, maybe is Russell Wilson a system quarterback? I don't know. Because when you look at what Russell Wilson has done recently, he's not showing the Russell Wilson of old, and he's fully healthy, so it's not the health. Adjusting to a new system, maybe eventually he catches fire, but they need to give Russell Wilson the system that he had when he was in Seattle. Jerry Jeudy has not really fit in well with him, but had Tim Patrick stayed healthy, Tim Patrick is a Russell Wilson type wide receiver. Cortland Sutton, he's a Russell Wilson type wide receiver. So it's just kind of funny to me. Kevin D says, what's the news on Dalton Schultz? Dalton Schultz is day-to-day right now. He could play on Sunday. He might not play on Sunday, but if he plays on Sunday and he's playing against that trash Commanders defense, then you expect Dalton Schultz to, go to work. So right now, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air with Dalton Schultz. Let's see, get to the next. Jaden, what's good? PPR, my QB is Wentz. My wide receivers are Jettas, JJ, Mike Thomas, Keenan Allen, Devonte Smith, A.J. Brown, Darnell Mooney. My running backs are Javonte, Herbert, ETN, Ramondre Stevenson, Breece Hall, and Cam Akers. That's a solid team, solid squad. I love your wide receivers. Keenan Allen obviously has to get healthy. Devonte Smith is playing out of his mind right now. A.J. Brown. So, between Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown, you got receivers. And then your running backs, you have some guys that have some upside in Herbert and Ramondre Stevenson. Breece Hall, he's starting to really pick up some things. And then with Zach Wilson coming back, it might be Breece Hall to the moon. We have to see. Hey, Nick, what's good, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream. Nick says, should I start Khalil Herbert or T. Higgins? Is Herbert worth more? I think that Herbert is possibly worth more. The way that Herbert is being used with no David Montgomery, I expect Herbert to get at least 25 carries. He's playing against the Giants. I see the Bears playing a script to where they have the lead. That defense is going to get after Daniel Jones. I'm seeing a defensive and a run game. If that happens, that's Khalil Herbert's show. Obviously, T. Higgins is playing versus Miami. Tough defense. Miami, they have some corners. So for me, if there's no David Montgomery, I would definitely go Herbert. But then you have to make a decision tonight because the game is tonight. But yeah, I would go Herbert over T. Higgins. Might call me crazy, but Bengals just have too many weapons to get the ball to. Since yesterday, I traded Keenan Allen plus Mike Thomas for Devontae Adams. I like it. Devonte Smith for Tua. I like it. And Ramondre Stevenson and Mooney for Drake London. Did I mess up on any of my trades? I see what you're saying. Your team was solid as is, but I get it. When you have such a deep team, you try to, pair some things together to go ahead and get other assets. So I get it. Keenan Allen and Mike Thomas, 2 guys that are battling injuries right now for Devontae Smith. I love it. For Devontae Adams, I love it. Devontae Smith for Tua. I would have kept Devontae Smith. But it is what it is. If it's a 2-quarterback league, then I love the Tua deal. Ramondre Stevenson and Mooney for Drake London. I love it. Mooney has done nothing so far. Ramondre Stevenson could be the lead back when the season is well on its way. So it's not. None of your trades are bad. None of your trades are bad. But you better make sure you got some depth, because if some of these guys get hurt, you're done. Zero Destroyer, man, what's good, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. He says, hey, what's up? Should I start Kittle or Conklin? Ooh, this is tough. Tyler Conklin right now is the number 3 tight end in fantasy football. It's crazy. But George Kittle is George Kittle, and I love Jimmy G being bad. So I would start George Kittle over Tyler Conklin. Hey, what's good, Anuna? What's good? Says, hey, Brody, I need some help urgent. Says, I got an offer for my Dillon and Bateman for Thielen. Oh, Dillon, Bateman, and Thielen for CeeDee Lamb and Njoku and J-Rob. This was tough. Let's look at it one by one. CeeDee Lamb is better than Bateman. Njoku and Thielen might be a wash, right? And then J-Rob right now is better than Dillon. So it's not a bad deal. I do like Bateman a lot this year. I do like Dillon a lot. So those are two of my guys. But yeah, I love the trade for you. I like the CeeDee Lamb, Njoku, and J-Rob side. J-Rob is just showing that he's that dude. And J-Rob is number 5 or 6 right now in fantasy football. He's actually one of the better, most consistent running backs right now in football. So yeah, I love this trade for you. CeeDee Lamb has a high ceiling playing with Dak. Once Dak comes back, Njoku is just a tossing. I don't really care much about Njoku, but J-Rob and CeeDee Lamb, I love it. I love that side of it. It says, do you like Pirine over 1.5 receptions? I don't. But then again, Pirine is their second back that takes some of those plays away. I just don't see Pirine catching 2 passes today. I don't know. It's tough. Well, what if Mixon goes off and Mixon's the guy and they want to just feature Mixon? Maybe Pirine is just taking more of the running role, but it's very possible. 2 receptions is 2 receptions. So I can see him getting 2 receptions, but I don't like that bet. Jaden says, only reason I didn't keep Devonte is because I have no QB and I already have. Okay, there you go. Makes plenty more sense right now. Makes plenty more sense. No quarterbacks out there. Tua is on the rise. And also you have A.J. Brown. Yeah, that A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith is tough to start. Both of those guys. I was a guy who had Waddle, and I had who was the other guy I had? I had Waddle, and I had Tyreek Hill. I traded Tyreek Hill for a 23 first and Gabe Davis. This is a dynasty league, so I definitely get it. It's tough to have 2 wide receivers from the same team unless you have the Bengals or one of these high-powered offenses. So, yeah, I get it. You know, Jalen Hurts is doing his thing, but it's like you want to go for one of the wide receivers instead of, like, putting all your hopes and trust in Jalen Hurts to do a lot of damage for you. So, I definitely get it. I'm about to go towards the next game in just a minute. I got 9 more minutes left on the stream. Then I got to go to the gym and get my swole on. All right, so, yeah, so for the Commanders, I'm not so confident in Carson Wentz this week. That does not mean I'm not confident in Carson Wentz for the rest of the season. In terms of the Dallas Cowboys to play, you play them all. You play Ezekiel Elliott, you play Pollard, you play Noah Brown, you play CeeDee Lamb, you even play Cooper Rush. I think the Commanders' defense is so bad, and they're playing at Dallas. So it's going to be a tough game. Everybody's been asking about Terry McLaurin. When will Terry McLaurin get back to his ways? I don't know. I don't understand this Commanders' offense, so really don't know what's going on with Terry McLaurin. I'm actually benching Terry McLaurin in several leagues. Jaden says, yeah, mine's a redraft. That's why I got Drake London for a bit more depth. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love Drake London. I didn't like him at first, but I love him now. You know, when I'm wrong, I admit that I'm wrong. Let me hit a few more games before I get out of here. You got the Vikings and the Saints, and Jameis Winston is not practicing, but I do think that Jameis Winston plays. Dalvin Cook has an injury. He's dealing with injury. But Chris Olave, remember I told you guys a few shows ago, go get Olave. And Olave is now the number 1 wide receiver for the Saints. Michael Thomas is not practicing. Jarvis Landry's been dealing with injuries. Jarvis Landry's back at practice today. So, but I still like Chris Olave, regardless of who the quarterback is. Is Jameis Winston a good play this week? I don't know. It just all depends on what you need. But I think that Jameis Winston should put up numbers this week versus the Vikings. In terms of the Vikings players to play, you play all your top stars, including Kirk Cousins. I think this game has potential to be a high-scoring game, even though both have some solid defenses or whatnot. For the Browns, you start Amari Cooper. He's been hot 2 weeks in a row, and you're going against the lowly ATL Falcons, so there's opportunity there. Amari Cooper right now has 19 receptions for 219 yards and 2 scores. So I can see him possibly getting into the end zone once again. Shay, what's good? Appreciate you hopping on the stream. If you haven't, please subscribe. Please like. Devonte Smith or Curtis Samuel in full PPR. This is tough because Devonte Smith had a great game last week, and he's going against the Jags. I would go Devonte Smith just because you just can't bench a guy that just had a monster game. But at the same time, Curtis Samuel has been leading the team in targets, he's been leading the team in receptions and whatnot. So it's a tough decision, but I would go Devonte Smith, especially coming off of that great, amazing performance last week versus the lowly Commanders. Yes, I'm bashing the Commanders today. That's my squad. They've been terrible, so I have every right to bash them today. The Seahawks and the Lions. The Lions, I like Jared Goff this week. I'm starting Jared Goff over several different quarterbacks this week. DeAndre Swift is out, so Jamal Williams, fire him up into your lineup. Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't practice today, so keep an eye out on that. Josh Reynolds might be a good play. DJ Chark is also dealing with injuries, so who's really out there? Maybe this is the game that TJ Hawkinson finally steps up and has a good game. So this could be a TJ Hawkinson type game. You have the Titans and the Colts. Tough one. I still like Michael Pittman Jr. I think Michael Pittman Jr. has top 7 potential this year in fantasy football. Jonathan Taylor, hopefully he can kind of get it going. He's been kind of slow this year. He has to get it going eventually. Matt Ryan should be a good play. I think all your Colts offensive weapons should be a good play. The Titans defense has been terrible this season, so I can see where multiple guys on the Colts go off this week. Also, looking at the Bears and the Giants game, I like the Bears defense to get after Daniel Jones. Saquon Barkley has been a tear. Also, the wide receiver to own right now is Richie James. On the Giants, it's Richie James. The Giants have nobody left. Kadarius Toney is hurt. Galladay, he's not really playing. Like every single person on the Giants is either hurt or can't play or not eligible. Sterling Shepard just, lost him for the year. So it's just crazy. I think the Giants offense is going to struggle outside of Saquon Barkley. But if you're looking for a wide receiver to plug and play, it's Richie James. He's going to get a lot of targets. He's going to feel that Sterling Shepard role. The Eagles and the Jags. A.J. Brown should go off. Devontae Smith should go off. James Robinson should go off. Jalen Hurts has been playing amazing this year. And if you drafted Jalen Hurts, you're winning right now. Jets and Steelers, start everything Steelers. Really, when I say everything Steelers, Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, and that's about all I trust right now. I don't trust Claypool. I don't trust Pickens right now. In terms of the Jets, Zach Wilson returns. There could be a potential where Zach Wilson elevates his offense or he makes his offense a little worse. Joe Flacco has been decent, 901 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. So Flacco has been solid, but I don't know where they go from here. Garrett Wilson has been a target monster. Garrett Wilson, I expect him to do well. Everybody's telling me that Elijah Moore takes a step this game. They're saying the breakout game, but the breakout game versus the Steelers, I don't know. But we know that it's all about volume. So if he gets volume, he should be fine. Looking at the Bills and Ravens, obviously the Bills have a lot of guys. Gabe Davis did not practice today. So keep an eye out on Isaiah McKenzie. He was available in one of my leagues. I went in and I scooped him. Isaiah McKenzie. Obviously, Stephon Diggs has been the number one, if not the best wide receiver in fantasy football in real life this year. Ravens, obviously, Lamar Jackson is just balling out of control. My predictions about Lamar Jackson might come true. I got him for 3,500 yards passing, 25 passing touchdowns, 1,100 yards rushing, 10 rushing touchdowns. That might happen. Lamar Jackson leads his team in rushing right now, 26 carries for 249 yards and 2 scores. That's amazing for a quarterback. So that should be a high-scoring game. Chargers and Texans, obviously Herbert. Obviously Dameon Pierce might be a script play. I'm not too sure about Dameon. Okay, my bad. I thought I had some more comments to read. So, guys, literally, I have 2 minutes. If you guys have any more questions, just drop them in the comment sections, and I'll answer those before I leave. But yeah, Dameon Pierce he's a game script kind of guy. So it has to be a positive game script, meaning that they're playing with the lead for Dameon Pierce to be a positive. He does nothing in the pass game, so I'm not really messing with Dameon Pierce this week. Herbert to Palmer, Herbert to Mike Williams, especially if there's no Keenan Allen. But yeah, we'll move on to the next game. The Cardinals and the Panthers. Kyler Murray, fire him up. Marquise Brown. Rondell Moore might play. He might not. So Greg Dortch, maybe one more week of prominence. So Christian McCaffrey did not practice today. Keep your eyes peeled. Go and pick up Devonte Foreman. That's the back to own in that backfield if Christian McCaffrey does not play. I've dealt with this Christian McCaffrey injury thing up and down for the past several years. Devonte Foreman is the guy. Patriots and Packers. My guy went off. Romeo Doubs. I love me some Romeo Doubs. He's been amazing this year. Aaron Jones, I expect him to have a good game. For the Patriots, with Mac Jones maybe not playing, maybe playing, maybe the Green Bay Packers defense is a good streaming defense to play this week. The Broncos and Raiders. Derek Carr should have a good game. He's bound for a good game. Like the Raiders are 0-3, so I'm expecting Devontae Adams to go off. He has to go off. You know what I'm saying? Josh Jacobs, can he find the end zone? Cortland Sutton is going to continue to be consistent, but can Russell Wilson please pass a touchdown to Sutton? I mean, he has the yards, he has the receptions. We need touchdowns. And then the Sunday night game, you got the Chiefs, you got the Bucks. Mahomes is going to do what Mahomes does, even against a good defense like the Bucks. Tom Brady, I'm not too sure of. I really don't know what to think of the Bucks offense. Godwin might play. Julio might play. Tom Brady has some issues. The offensive line. Is the run game going to work? I don't know. But what I do know is Mahomes to Kelsey. That's going to work. That seems to always work. I'm going to read this last question, and I'm going to get on out of here. Just sent a trade. Thielen, Bateman, and Dillon for CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, and J-Rob. I love this deal even more. If you pull this deal off, we're going to talk about it on the next show, and we're going to crown you the GOAT. Because if you pull this off, then you're goated. You're goated. I mean, Drake London has been amazing this year. J-Rob is top 5, top 6 this year. CeeDee Lamb is going to start to pick up some steam, especially with Dak Prescott coming back soon. So, guys, this is my time. This is your guy, Manny. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please like and please share. Who knows? I might be in a good mood tonight, and I might come back and talk some more NFL and fantasy after the Bengals versus the Dolphins game. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe, and I will catch you guys on that next stream and episode. I'm out. Peace.